What's going on, guys? Nice sunny Saturday here in the south. Lots been going on the past couple days. My last video, parts are ordered. The floor pans should be here Wednesday coming up. Finally found a right front fender for the car. Hopefully we'll be getting that next couple of weeks. And so excited. Ethan got rid of his Golden Nugget Honda and traded for another Honda wagon. So he has a little fetish with the Hondas now. She's gonna need some work. Definitely gonna get raised back up off the ground. This thing's sitting too low. But there's a little front end work needs to be done on it. Kid hit a curb with it, knocked the camber out of it, and so we need to go get it pulled, or the caster on it, excuse me. Thank you for correcting me, Ethan. So we need to get this pulled, and shouldn't take a whole lot. I already got some estimates on it. We're definitely going to raise this thing back up, so when we take it to the guy to put it on the frame machine, he's not cussing because it won't drive up on it. But another Honda for Ethan. Now, let's see what we're doing. Kind of test putting the fender yesterday on the driver's side. See how things are going to line up on the Lark. And looks like it's going to line up pretty damn good, considering all the cutting and stuff I did and putting that Mustang 2 front end on it. And everything bolted up pretty easy. We're going to have to shim the back fender a little bit. I can't remember if the old one had any shims on it or not, but this one, fender, when we put it on, it's right up against the line. So I want a nice little line coming off of it, so we'll get some shims for that. But other than that, everything bolts up like it's supposed to. So I guess a win for me for not screwing the front end up. Now, that being said, the 300's out of the garage for the moment because we have another job we got to do real quick. And it's a friend of ours. And he bought a 2011 Dodge Durango RT a while back. And it's got the famous problem of the lifter's going south on it, wiping the cam out. So we're pulling the engine out for him. He's going to go take it to his buddy's shop. He bought a bunch of parts from Texas Speed he's going to put in it. But we're going to pull it out. And once he comes over, he kind of wants to look at and see how bad the damage is. So we'll get to that point when we get there. So we're pulling it out for him, pushing this back out. He'll take the engine off, do what he needs to do with it. Once he's done with it, we're going to put it back in, fire it up. So as soon as we get this pulled out and out of the way, we're going to bring the 300C back in and get the motor training pulled out of it so we can get back on the Lark. So right now, let's have some fun tearing a Durango apart. All right, let's get this intake off. Nasty. Break out the big boy.
Too much on him.
Yeah, one of these days we might have a lift.
Maybe.
And the fun part about taking this engine out, it's a 4x4. So right now what Ethan's doing is working on taking the front shaft out so we can have access to the starter and the exhaust bolts on that side. I just got finished doing the wiring harness on the passenger side. I still got to take loose the ground strap and then the 2 bolts off the motor mount. All right, as far as we know, we got everything we need to take apart underneath. This one takes a little bit longer than like doing the Charger and stuff like that because it's kind of like 4-wheel drive, so it's got front differential in it, the cross member is different and everything else, so things are a little bit tighter. I think book time on this to pull one out and put it back in is what, 13.5 hours. And that's with the lift and everything. So of course we don't have a lift here, but it takes just a little bit longer. So anyway, all that's done. He's getting ready to drop back on the ground. We're gonna finish taking some stuff up off on the top that we need to undo, and should be about ready to pull. Now, what Ethan's doing here, he's disconnecting the rest of the stuff for the MDS and the cam phaser. There's a master connection behind the head. I couldn't reach it when I was underneath. I should have said something to Ethan. But we're going to take it apart from the top, set it off to the side. And then once it comes out, we'll unplug it from the main harness. He is doing an MDS delete on this thing, so we're not going to need the harness anymore. And he's also doing a cam lock on the phaser. So right now we're at the critical point of this thing, or the pain in the ass point. I'm getting a couple more bolts off the back of the bell housing on top. And on these, it's pretty hard to get into because you basically got to get up in there to get it. So he's working on that right now. But while he's doing that, I've had a couple of comments and stuff. And I had one guy, I can't remember his name. Sorry, I don't remember it because I do try to answer a lot of the comments. He has a 318 with 360 heads, dual plane intake, Edelbrock carb, and he can't get it to idle anything under, I think, 1500 or 1200 RPM. So if you watch this video, I tried to comment back, but it wouldn't let me. So I think the comment was removed. I don't know. But just my opinion, you just need to check for leaks around the intake. See if the gasket didn't seat right, or up front, the base plate gasket to the carburetor. Is it a new Edelbrock or a used one? He didn't specify it. If it's a used one, you might want to tear it apart and clean it. You might have some clogging up going on with air idle mixture. I'm not really sure. I'm just going by what you had sent me. So basically, the main thing, check for leaks all the way around. Check for, vacuum lines. If you're running a booster on the back. He also said he was running a cam. I can't remember what the lift of the cam was. Check the vacuum on that. Just kind of touch all your bases and kind of go from there. And maybe that might help you, maybe it won't, but that's what I would do if I was working on it. And the other thing is too, I've been ordering parts for the Studebaker, and guys, I guess this is a buyer beware or a scam beware. And so when I started working on the Studebaker, I sit there and joined a few forums on Facebook to try to find, locate parts if anybody had them, because, you know, buy, swap, whatever else, sell. And I came across this guy. I really don't want to mention the name, but he said he had a bunch of parts. So I reached out to him and asked if he had a right front fender. And he goes, yeah. He says, what's your zip code? So I sent him my zip code, and he's like, well, it costs $100 to ship. I was like, all right, good deal. Because I've been having a hard time finding a right front fender for this thing without going fiberglass. And there's been a lot of people that have been sending me places to ask for, and I appreciate that. So anyway, I'm looking around, and I said, all right, that's fine. How much for the fender and the shipping? Well, it took him a while to get back with me, and he finally got back with me and said $400, and he sent me pictures. And I was looking at the pictures. I said, these look familiar. And I have been eyeballing a set on eBay for the past 3 months, something like that, really hard. But the guy really wanted a lot of money for that right front fender. So I text this guy back, and I go, are those the fenders on eBay? And he goes, no. So right there, that threw up a big red flag. So I went back on eBay. I found the same fenders. They were the same color. And I started comparing the pictures that he had sent me versus the ones that were on eBay. And the pictures he sent were identical to the eBay ones. All the way down, there's like a leaf sitting next to the fender. There's a house in the background. So basically, this guy went on eBay, found the fender, sent me those photos, and I just quit responding to him because I knew it was a scam right there. So guys, just be careful. And so anyway, I ended up reaching out to the guy on eBay. I put in an offer on the fender, and he agreed to that offer, and we actually talked on the phone a little bit. And I told him, I was like, hey, you know, this guy just tried to scam me on your fender that you're selling. Well, this guy doesn't do Facebook, and he told me there's a lot of friends that he knows personally that had contacted him, and it's like, hey, there's this guy on here selling your parts. So just be careful, man, when you're looking for older parts. Research, find out the sale history of the person, because I couldn't even find that on him. But luckily, I didn't get scammed, Brad didn't get scammed, and we have a right front fender on its way. So anyway, back to the Durango. Let's get this bastard out of here. What you want to go up front?
6 inches, 8.
Didn't have to take the radiator out of the front nose. So this is what I was talking about earlier. You got a differential that comes across. There's not a whole lot of room on the driver's side to get step apart. We left the starter, all that stuff connected off to the side. There's barely enough room to get your hand up in there, get the starter back in. And other than that, she's out. All right, so right now we're just taking, we just got the flywheel off. I'm taking the coil packs off. And then we're gonna get this thing up on an engine stand briefly. I kind of want to pull the heads off this and see how bad the damage is. Even though I'm not going to be building this engine, the owner is going to be building it. Like I said before, he's got a bunch of aftermarket parts he wants to put in it. But I want to go ahead and pull the head off and look at the lifters and see how bad the damage is on it. Because she was sounding rough. All right, let's get his head pulled off and do a little inspection. Let's see how much antifreeze we can get on the floor. All right, these rollers don't look too bad. What damage might be on the other side?
Mm-hmm. I'd say the cam on this side looks decent. Don't see anything crazy.
All right, Mo, this side looks good, so we're gonna go ahead and take the other side off. So I want to find out where this thing's at. All right, guys, we got the passenger side taken apart. Found the problem. It was on number 8 cylinder. And you look over here. This thing is just gone. It won't even turn. It's flat on top. So definitely locked up. The rest of them feel pretty good considering. This one's got a little bit of play in it, but they're still spinning pretty freely. So that was the main one that took a dump on us, or on him. I don't know if I can get a good view. I'll try my best. If not, I'll have them take the cam out when they get ready. So if you look down in there, I don't know if you can see very well, but it almost put the cam to the point there and wore both sides of the lobe. So center walls don't look bad. Still got cross hatching going on, which is what I like about the newer motors. Another one out. Probably problem when the owner gets here, I'll show him what's up. He's wanting to do some things with this down the road. And he talked maybe doing a supercharger. So I told him to go ahead and go put new rod bearings in it, new vane bearings in it, new rings. And gap it for the future of having a supercharger. The cam he's going to put in it, it should be fine with it. With adding the supercharger. But he's another one out.
Another one on the list.
And what was the mileage on this thing?
299 and some change.
Had 299.
No, 199.
All right, I was getting ready to say, well, definitely did good for almost 400,000 miles.
Right.
So with 199,000 miles on it, I'd finally let a lifter go.
Which is pretty good.
So now it's up to the owner to take care of the rest. I'm sure we'll be talking back and forth. He's wanting to try to do this himself, which is thumbs up. I always encourage somebody doing their own stuff. But we'll try to answer any questions he needs during the process. And once it's done, we'll put it back in and fire it up. Other than that, guys, you have a good one, a safe one. And, oh yeah, he's back in the picture now. And we'll see you down the road.